Alright guys, it's Doug with Elite Vinyl Works again. So today I'm going to show you how to tint the back window of a sedan. We have a 2020 Honda Accord here today. So as you can see, I've already cleaned the back window and done my dryer sheet where there's a nice slippery film on here. Get this a little bit wetter. And I will do my center line here. Right there. Across. Well, here's grab my film. Today the customer has chosen to do a 20% on the rears. Line that where it needs to be. Right there. Set that. Here. Set my center piece, drop scrubbers. Alright. This window luckily isn't too curved, so the shrinking process won't be too bad on this one. At first I recommend not having your heat gun on high. If you have it just one, turn it down just a little bit till you get the hang of shrinking the film. So we'll go ahead and start, same as before. Just kind of start here. And you can see the film move with the heat. Anything else? And again, you want to keep the fingers going up and down, and you don't want them side to side. Film only shrinks one direction. And we are using Avery Devinson's NR Pro film. Just kind of what I prefer to use. You see the template on this one, cut out the third brake light. I always cut them out unless the customer specifically asks that they're not. Just, I mean, legal-wise and stuff, you always want them showing. I know there's a lot of guys that won't do a back window off of a template or a front windshield just because you can't really tell it's shrinking exactly where it's lined up off template, but personally I haven't had too many issues with it, so what I use saves a step in the process of having to cut. Now, if you guys want to see me do some windows where I hand cut it, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and we will get some of those videos up for you, kind of show you how that process goes as well. So that back window is ready to be installed. What you want to do now is go in and clean the inside of the window, prep it really quick. Will you hand me that slip solution, Preston? Crawl in here, and this is where hatchbacks become a little bit more easier. So you can pick up the back, but this one, got to crawl in here. And obviously, I'm not the skinniest guy, but make it work. Usually 99% of the time, I'm halfway in the trunk. Luckily with this one, it's a brand new car and the customer hasn't put all their stuff in the trunk yet, so I have plenty of trunk space to get back in here. Well, make sure you get as far down in these crevices and everything else as you possibly can. Dirt, new car or not, you'd be surprised how dirty these new cars are. Use my final squeegee. Okay, I got about as far as I can with that. Now I have a reach squeegee that can pretty much get the rest of the way down in. Cool. Now that window's pretty well prepped. We'll go out, finish prepping the film. Just kind of kill the dust in the air. Just kind of spray it like so. Now it's kind of a hotter day here, so we'll make sure we get plenty of solution on there. And so what I've seen guys use is Johnson baby soap and water. What we use is a solution called Fusion All Type. We get it from 44 Tools. Really good stuff. Really works well. Doesn't leave a residue at all. Now typically when I prep a back window for shrinking and stuff on the template, I'll take my knife and I'll cut the backing close to the film right here, because otherwise what you start to get is this shrinkage. The liner will shrink quicker than the film itself and starts pulling up, kind of messes up your shrink. It's alright, Preston's still learning, we'll get him. And then again, I use, on every back window, I use the reverse roll method. Like I said, I'm not a small guy, so getting in and out of the cars takes a little bit of maneuvering on my part. And trying to Frankenstein just doesn't quite work. I do know some tinners that don't ever use this method. All they do is Frankenstein a roll, which basically Frankenstein, you pull the backing off, pull the film, and you go like this as you get into the car. A lot higher chance of getting debris and stuff on the film, but there are some guys that are nimble enough and quick enough that they do that really well. So I want to kind of clean the back window on the outside, get all that dryer sheet and stuff off of it, just so as I'm applying it inside, I can see what's messed up with the film, where I need to work the film, and what's just water on the outside. Alright, that should be clean enough. Cool, time to move to the inside. Let's get this thing going. So one thing to always remember is which way you rolled up your film. So I rolled up mine from the driver's side to the passenger. That way I'll start from the passenger, work out to the driver. If you forget which way you rolled up your film, you can start laying it backwards, and then you'll have a really bad day. I want to make sure there's plenty of solution on this thing so that we can position it really well. Like I said, it was a really hot day, 100 degrees here in Utah, so we're going to make sure we have plenty of slip solution on this. Okay, get some of my tools out so I'm not struggling for them. Just kind of slowly unroll. Now you can tell I'm kind of in the Frankenstein position as it is. I'm careful not to really touch the top to the headliner too bad. Well, at all, really, if you can avoid it. Ooh, it looks like we need to go down a little more. There we go. And start pulling the liner. Now, I want to kind of position your tint, pull it tight. So I have a couple tools that really help with the back window. One's a bulldozer, and I have this kind of longer squeegee. So right here, so that film's kind of not wanting to go all the way in. So just kind of slowly take your time, show some patience here, and work it in. There we go. Now that back window's set, we're ready to start squeegeeing it. Again, start in the center. Same as pretty much any back window. Start there, start there. Usually throw a couple good passes on that, kind of really hold it. Then you want to start working up. Go. Cool. Now this is where me and some guys kind of differ. A lot of guys have switched to the bulldozer right now. I personally feel like I have more control over this and better pressures, so I'll go as far as I can with my Blue Max. Okay, now I'll switch to the bulldozer. Now what this does really makes it handy getting down and into those crevices without pulling this back deck. Now sometimes I had issues with my bulldozer grabbing the tint like that. I'm glad, mad it happened, but glad it happened, so I can kind of show you. try to pull back at an angle like that. If it starts sticking, I was hoping I was fast enough, had enough fluid down there that it wouldn't, but apparently it did. I'll make a couple passes, just kind of get it down. Make sure I get all the fluid out. Now I'll take my side squeegee. That one's not quite long enough. Now this car, because of how far this goes down behind the deck, I might need to pull the deck. Just stop. Alright guys, so sorry we had delivery, but then we're going to take our hard card, seal our edges. As far as we can, take our rag, wipe everything down, and that is it for a back window of sedan.